now we've gone over a lot of the actual setup items for the RB8 turn-in and billing process. So now it's actually time to see what that process actually looks like. Let's go ahead and turn in and bill and produce an actual invoice. The turn-in function in RB8 is right here with this icon, the piece of paper that looks like it's being turned in. Now, initial couple search criteria to be able to pull up the job that you do want to turn in and bill. The easiest thing to do is to have the actual job number. Okay, so if your reporters are turning in their billing sheet, maybe one of the things you might want to ask them to do is to specify the actual job number, so it makes your life a little bit easier, so you don't actually have to search for it. I'm going to go back to my calendar. On my monthly view, I have a job that was done on April 13th here, job number 1006. So I could go back to turn in and put that job number in and search. One of the things you can also do in RB from the calendar, any one of the tabs, if you right-click, you can go directly to turn in for that job specifically without having to search for it in the turn in function. So let's click turn in. The RB8 turn in is designed around being 4 quadrants, 4 steps. Starting with step 1 in the top left, adding witnesses. Step 2 to the right, add or pre-fill parties. Step 3 to the bottom left, add orders. Step 4, add copy or pre-filled services. So basically all you're going to do is you're going to take that billing sheet that was turned in by the reporter, and you're simply going to input all of the data, starting in step 1. To add the witness, real simple, click New. Now, first and foremost, when your new witness window opens, you should already see 2 things populated. A, the witness field, okay, and B, the resource. The system knows what witness is here because that's what you typed in on the job. It'll automatically copy it in. The resource is already selected because that's who you assigned to the job. Again, RB already knows who you assigned to the job. So it's real simple. All you do is start with the units field, and the units are representing the total number of pages that are billable for the O&1, for the transcript itself. So in my example, if the transcript was 100 pages, I'll put 100 here. If I tab over to the next field, the ending number automatically appears. So we'll automatically adjust these 2 based on that number. So even if I started at page number 101, again, if I tab over, this number will change, 200. All right, let's go back to page number 1. Now, this deduct field here, some of you may or may not use this, but if you deduct pages from the reporter pay, from the transcript total, then that's what you use that field for. So if you maybe add the index pages to the transcript total, let's say the reporter actually only turned in 95 pages, but you're going to bill the client for 100. Then what you want to do is, since you don't want to pay the reporter for those 5 pages, you'll tell the system here, deduct 5. That tells RB, bill for 100, deduct 5 from the reporter pay. If you don't do anything like that, don't worry about it. Just leave it at 0. Volume number, last exhibit mark. These are for notation. So maybe the deposition or the case is an ongoing case and the deponent has been deposed more than once. Then you can always specify what volume number it is and what the last exhibit marked was. So we can always reference that in the future, just in case we need to look it up from the past. We always have it written down in RB. Your actual start time and end time, you can specify it if you wish. This is the actual time that the witness was deposed. If not, don't worry about it. It doesn't really do anything. Okay, it's for notation. And you have an open remarks field here. So maybe if the reporter made any notes on their turn-in sheet, their billing sheet to you, you can specify those notes here, just again, so you have them noted in RB. You don't have to worry about ever losing those. Once you're done, if this was your only witness, you can click Save and Close. If you actually had additional witnesses to enter to bill for, you can click Save and New. Okay, so you can add multiple witnesses to this window. In my example, I'm just going to click Save and Close. I already have the transcript of pages with the witness entered. I'm going to step 2. So basically in step 2, add or pre-fill parties, what you're doing is you're telling RB, okay, well, who's ordering? Now you can do this in one of 2 ways. You can do it a long way or you can do it a short way. I'm going to show you the long way first. The long way is simply by clicking New, and a new party window is going to appear. And what's going to happen here is you're physically going to search and select the sold to and billed to client. So start with the sold to. That's the blue field, the required one. And you're going to click your lookup contact button. And once the search window appears, just type in any part of the attorney name and select them. His information will appear. Come down to the bill to information. If the bill to is same as the sold to, simply check this box. We automatically bring the information in. If it's not, if it's someone different, leave it unchecked. You can click your lookup contact button for the bill to and select a different bill to if you need to. In this example, I'll leave it the same. If this is the 0-1 ordering client, I check original. If they are a COD client, you can flag this invoice COD. Now, another thing, you can have this show up by default. In the actual firm setup, there's the same checkbox. If you check it in the firm setup, then this particular box will always be checked for that firm. Print detail on invoices. Again, this one was already checked. I didn't touch it because in that particular firm setup, Bergsteiner Chapman, this box in their setup is already checked. So you don't have to check it as you go. But you still have the option if you want to. Down here, all this information down here will populate once you actually generate the actual invoice and calculate it. Of course, there's nothing to actually specify for an invoice date or an amount because we haven't even added this yet. Invoice message. This is an open field. You can type in whatever you want here on the fly. I had a default message appear. Thank you for your business. So as you can see, there is a lookup invoice message button over here to the right. And if you actually click that, you can select from predefined invoice messages that you create. There is a new button over here to the left that you can create them on the fly. Also, if you create one, if you check this set as default box, then that particular message, whatever I type in, will appear on every single invoice that you generate in RB. So that's why my predefined message already appeared. So usually, all you would do is you would click Save and New, and you would go through those steps again to add your copy client. So the long way is search for somebody, select them. Come down here, maybe do the same thing, and kind of manage your message and checkboxes down here. That's the long way, doing everything manually. Okay, so see if I saved and closed it, that would automatically appear with the invoice and the order.